Previously on Tales of Ashion, the Foo Fighters continued their search for the two remaining hags that call this shadowy isle home. Having killed what remained of the hags' minions, the party sat down for a moment's respite. Branch, opting to tend to his wounds, handed off the talking skull to Frederick, who, with calamities, scratched words in the dirt, trying to learn more of the talking skull. Grateful to finally have a way to communicate, the party learned the skull once belonged to a wizard named Sevren Cedershine, who last recalled being told by the most loveliest of ladies that she loved him. Calamities and Frederick, however, conveyed that it was probably one of the hags who had tricked him and then killed him. Disbelieving this, however, Sevren, for the first time since they'd met him, became quiet, an air of melancholy rising about him. When it was time to continue, Severn agreed to further accompany the group, though he did not have much of a choice in the matter, thanks to Branch, attaching him to a staff. Searching the caves further, the Foo Fighters finally came upon where the two hags argued, one to wait for her sister to return, the other to just replace her. With a mind to trick the pair, Polemides mimicked the missing sister's voice, calling out to the sisters to come to her aid. The ruse eventually worked, drawing one of the sisters into an ambush that quickly startled and weakened the sister, while the other one cackled manically, taking great joy in watching her sister suffer. However, this was not to be an easy fight, and the sisters used their considerable magic and control of their home in an effort to fend off the Foo Fighters, but alas, to no avail. In fact, by both a stroke of luck and chance, Severn's head, which Branch again had tied to the end of his quarterstaff, was thrown into the air, plopping very hollowly into the hag's roiling cauldron. When the fight was over, before Branch could sear away the flesh of his arm to retrieve the skull, Frederick kicked the cauldron over, only to have it explode moments later. Rising from its bubbling contents was now a skull writhed in flames and floating. Severn's skull has transformed into something more. Relieved, the Foo Fighters, you've collected your rewards, pillaging what objects of value you can find, and before turning to the flying head of Sevren, who is thankful for his newfound freedom. But he is excited to see what adventures lay before you guys. So you're all kind of huddled around the cave where the hut is at the moment. But what do you guys want to do?
Well, that was one heck of a fight, wasn't it?
My back hurts.
I believe my everything hurts. I mean, the soul is willing to continue, but the body requires tending.
See, as you say that, Frederick, Severin's head gently bumps against you, and he's like kind of tilted sideways, and he just kind of looks up at you, and he goes, "At least you got a body."
You make a very fair point. What was your name again?
He's kind of sighs. His head just keeps bumping into you, like one of those children that's slowly bumping their head against their parent's leg. He's just kind of doing the same thing, and you could almost tell he's rolling his eyes, and he goes, "I told you, my name is Sevren."
My apologies, Sevren. Please, I would like to also apologize for the ways my friend treated you, attaching your head to a quarterstaff.
It was very rude of him, wasn't it?
I thought this very necessary.
I would like you to know
our success.
that I did not condone it.
Well, I appreciate that. And he kind of goes, about that, your friend that did that, and he tries to spin, and like you just watch, he just does this like tornado effect, and he just goes, "Ah!" and starts moving off slowly. Like he's just like a dust devil, just slowly spinning away.
Sevren! Sevren, wait! We have a present.
He tries to stop
Please stop
himself.
spinning away.
Are you okay?
I don't know how to stop.
I'm gonna try and like catch him and try and help him stop the spin.
Okay. Just roll just a straight, I'll just say it's a dex check. Just roll a straight dex thing.
Alright. That's 15.
Plenty high. You need to beat a 5. He's spinning, and you kind of take the step forward, and you grab onto his head. And as you grab him, you're like, "Oh shit, this is gonna hurt!" And as you do, you realize it doesn't burn you. But he kind of stops for a moment, and you feel this slight pressure in one of your hands, like he's kind of willing himself to move. It seems like, but it's not enough. Like you can hold him in place; it's not a problem.
Okay. Relax, Sevren. I'm sorry for touching you. I'm trying to help.
Okay. When you say relax, he kind of goes, "I think I got this." Okay. He kind of, like his eyes dim a little bit. It looks like almost like he's closing his eyes, and then you feel the pressure on your hands stop, and then it's just a weight. Like before, his head kind of felt weightless, and now there you can feel the weight of his head. It's like a pound.
Okay. Oh, damn, that's quite the light head.
He has no brain, that's why.
Mm-hmm. It's just a skull.
So he's very lightheaded.
Oh, haha.
I'm gonna like slowly drop him so he can try and get back to flying.
Okay. We'll roll for it. Let's see what happens. Ooh, we rolled a 4. Even add with an intelligence modifier. He just kind of like, you feel his head lift a little bit, and then he just slowly follows your hand down to the ground until he's laying on the ground, like just sitting there. He's like, I don't think I got this, guys.
I guess you'll have to get used to this.
You'll have plenty of time to practice, though.
Yeah. Because I think I might be able to do something else instead. Yeah, let me try. You see him kind of like, his eyes dart around for a moment, and then he kind of like, his eyes light up. You're trying to like, it's hard to tell exactly what his facial expressions are because he doesn't have any face like to like do the expression, just going off his eyes. And Branch, you feel this whoosh of something behind you.
Did someone fart?
No.
I didn't do anything.
What was the sound?
Excuse me, I may have farted.
I knew it.
So after a moment, you see Sevren kind of goes, "You don't have a tail?" He says it to Branch, and you feel the whooshing sound behind you. Branch, you trying to look behind you, and you see this magical hand floating there, like he's trying to grab it where your tail would be, but you don't have a tail.
Oh yeah. Long story short, we're just not gonna mess with hags anymore.
It's a good choice. You see the hand kind of come back to Sevren, and Sevren goes, "Huh, look, I have a hand at least." And he goes, "I wonder." And you see him the hand kind of go up to the top of his skull, and then ever so slowly starts to pick it up. And he's like, "I think I got this."
Jesus.
Well, that is quite the handy spell you've got there.
I see what you did, Frederick.
Yeah. Actually, Sevren chuckles a little bit at that too.
Wait, if you have a hand, Sevren, then do I have an idea for you?
Okay. Should I be scared?
Well, you know how, I'm gonna
Yes.
lower my voice, you know how, Frederick, had your tongue to that quarterstaff?
No. Don't. No one's attaching me to the top of a staff
What?
again, okay?
What if I told you I have a magic staff for you to hold in your magic hand and bonk him with?
But I'm holding my. Well, I
You'll
don't know if
be
it's gonna
able to-
work. I'm holding myself up.
You'll
Can't
learn
do-
how to fly at some point. And we
Well,
have to rest, so you'll have time to get used to it.
guess. Well, okay. And so
I'll
he
leave the staff out here while we rest, so you can try to learn how to bonk branch with it and vengeance.
I like this plan. He kind of the head slowly moves towards you, and he kind of leans, like he gets close, like it's eerily close, and you start to feel some warmth from the fire in your eyes. And he goes, "I like this plan. Let's make it happen."
Good. Okay.
And then he just slowly, the hand turns the skull towards Branch, and Branch, like he doesn't have any facial expressions, but you shiver. There's a twisted sense of joy in his eyes. And it's probably creepier that the hand is moving the skull.
Honestly.
Now, I do enjoy the conversation, but I do believe this place is a little, poopsy. Perhaps we should retire somewhere else?
I guess we could go back to the mainland.
I'm not ready to retire yet. I feel like I got more adventuring in me.
Oh,
I meant it in another way, Branch. You silly cat.
But Severn goes, "But is he a tabaxi without a tail? Can you be a tabaxi if you don't have a tail?"
speaking of, where do you think your tail's at, Branch, now that the hags are dead?
That's a good question.
We didn't find it here. We didn't find it in the shop. Wonder where they took it.
Maybe we'll come across it sometime. Eventually.
Perhaps.
We will find my tail.
It's a good goal to have.
No objective added. Figure out
Now,
where the hell the hags
please.
put his tail.
I would like to get the stench of heresy out of my nose. Let's leave this place.
I have an idea, Patrick. Or SpongeBob. Let's leave.
Let's leave. Okay. Yeah, so you guys can leave.
Yay.
Go back the way you came, no problem.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let me roll one more time for Severn to see if he figures out at least a little bit of flying here. Nope. He rolled just as bad. The rolls are not with him tonight. Okay, but I mean, he follows you guys along. It's a little slow going because he's got the mage hand that has to hold him up, and maybe every once a minute at first, you notice that the hand disappears and he kind of grabs himself as a new one appears. But as you guys travel through the caves and get to the vines that lead out, you do start to notice that his mage hand is starting to last almost indefinitely. It doesn't go away after a minute or so. Okay, so you guys make it back to the boat, no problem. I would say it's roughly about maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So if you guys want to start heading back, you just need to have somebody, do a nature check or survival check for me here. Let's say it's
How about some lunch, guys?
Ooh.
That does sound good, but before that, I do have a question for you, Fedwin.
Mhm.
So, approximately how long did it take us to get to this island from the city?
Maybe an hour or so.
Oh, okay.
We can
But yeah,
snack on the boat,
lunch
uh,
really
Branch.
does sound good.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to sit down and have some food and you can take a short rest, it's not a problem.
All right. Well, I'm gonna use one of my rations.
I
And
do.
like I'm
Given our previous
I-
experience with taking breaks on this island, I'm just
Yeah, I was
going
about to say.
avoid I'm not gonna eat. If we eat here, I'm just gonna keep watch.
I
So
was about to
if
say,
you
maybe
guys,
we should just go back to the mainland.
I mean, you guys could technically use the boat ride back as your short rest. That's fine.
I was gonna say we also we could eat
I'm in.
on the boat. I'll feed whoever's rowing.
All right. Well, feed me.
We can make Sevren row.
Ah, yes.
I don't think that would work very well, Branch.
Oh.
Where's Way?
He could
Quite a bit.
try, but I don't know if it'll work very well.
With
I could tie his
all
head to
due,
the end of an oar.
respect, I do believe my strong body will be able to handle this task.
All right, Frederick. Well, what kind of food are you looking to have prepared on the boat on the way back?
Frederick's just gonna hand you like one of his rations.
Nothing fancy. Dried, fruits, maybe an apple, some beef jerky. Frederick's ready to go.
Heck
Mm.
yeah.
Some bread and cheese, man. Breakfast of snack of champions.
I mean, it's knowing Frederick, it's probably just some very, very dry bread with like some very yellow cheese for some reason that
Oh God.
smells like feet and probably also tastes like feet.
Mm.
That's probably not good cheese then. Not
No.
at all.
Not at all, but it was probably cheap.
It was very cheap, yes. All right, so Frederick, if you are rowing, go ahead and make a wisdom or survival check for me here.
All right. That is 12.
Okay. You make it back, no problem. So you guys take an hour. The seas are calm, or you guys aren't too far from from the shoreline. I mean, it's maybe, I think I said it was 1,000 feet from the shoreline, so it's not that far. You guys can see the like land. You guys just kind of follow back the path you came. Everyone, go to make a perception check for me here.
Yes.
Eyes of these.
20.
I think I'm too busy rowing because that's just a 7.
A 14.
Okay. Oh, Severn went from a 20 to an 8.
Oh.
Great to have him see it. Okay, so Branch and
Please tell me we see that damn gnome.
you do.
Ah,
You
that's
see
feeling.
him. He's kind of on the like on one of the beaches, just kind of passed out on the ground, like eagle style. And you can see the glinting of a bottle sticking out of the sand. That's what you guys see. That you spot from him is the glinting of the light off the glass. And he's just passed out on the beach.
Great.
Calamity*'s face is going to contort into annoyance.
You
God
have no
damn
idea if
why
he'll make it
didn't
back
he
to town or
not
not.
drown?
I mean, he's a fisherman, or was. You don't think he's gonna drown?
If I seriously thought he was going to die when the drum was up.
Well, he might now because you stole his boat and took his hat, which you also killed his friends because they had the same kind of hat.
Do we let him know he doesn't have any more friends?
I mean, what was it? Some sort of like red cap
It
that they
was.
had?
Yeah, it's the same red cap that he had. Yeah.
Maybe we
God.
should tell him that they need his help on the island so he can go see for himself.
I mean, he's unconscious right now, so I don't know how much he's gonna hear you guys. But
I think it might
Are
be
we
best
at him
if we
right now?
just walk
No,
past.
you guys are
and
sailing
not
past
look for
him.
that red cap ever again.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to shoot the bottle.
Okay. So I'll say you guys get within your max range of your bow, so 600 feet.
Heck yeah.
So take your shot. You have a disadvantage at the distance.
But if I steady aim it.
There you go.
Come on, 28.
Oh God, yes, you hit
Oh
it.
God!
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know if bottles have HP, but I'm just gonna assume I hit it.
you hit it and shatter
You
it.
know.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I think that the AC of it's like a 2, or no, the AC is probably going to be like 5 or something with like a
My
toughness of
guaranteed damage is a
2.
9,
Oh,
so.
yeah, like 1 HP. Like, yeah, you hit it. So yeah, so Branch, you were sitting back in the kind of the back of the rowboat or the boat. We'll say Severin's head is sitting right, kind of sitting next to you. His mage hand is no longer there, but he's just kind of like looking around with his eyes. And you watch as Calamities pulls out his bow. And Frederick, you see Calamities doing this too. Takes a deep breath, pulls the string back, and you look over and watch as the arrow just twing sails for like 2 seconds, and then you hear, like, you don't hear it, you see it. The glass just shatter, and then like half a second later, you hear the twang of it, the glass breaking.
Well, nice shot.
The guy doesn't get up. He doesn't even notice.
Well, he's in for a bad time when he wakes up, surrounded by glass shards.
And no more alcohol. There was no more because you made it go away.
Yeah, I think we're doing him a favor.
Yeah, I'm encouraging him to stop being alcoholic.
He's a
I'm
sailor.
pretty sure he's just gonna find a way to get more.
Listen, he will, but it's funnier this way.
More bottles we can shoot. It's fine.
Target practice.
All right. Well, your target practice done. You guys make it back to town. As you guys row up, you guys kind of pull up to the same set of crummy, dingy, falling apart docks that he was at before, and you're like, we're here. We're good. What do you want to do with the boat?
Okay. My idea is just to dock it, but if anyone has any ideas,
We don't really need a boat. That gnome is
Yeah.
an asshole. Do you want to see if anybody wants a boat?
We could try and sell a boat.
We could. We could be like, I don't know how much people are willing to pay for a boat. We could just be like, we're selling a boat.
Well, so you guys know,
No rowboat.
you guys know 2 things at this point. From when you guys had this conversation before, like when you guys rolled really high and learning about him, is that people know him and his boat.
No.
So they would recognize it. Like if you're like, we're gonna sell it, they'd be like, oh, this is, so and so's boat. Where is so and so?
On the shore, like a.
What if we
filthy
say we
fucking
bought it
rich
from
guy.
him?
We
I mean,
acquired his boat. Mean mug.
If you want to, if you want to try
I
and say
believe
that,
that would be a poor decision.
Guys, I think it's time to practice our lying skills.
When you put it that way, I'm not sure I like this.
I'll put it. I'll put it in a better
Considering
way.
how it is harm only inflicted to a heretic, a red cap,
so
then
I think we sink the boat. Frederick.
proceed.
So just for perspective, so you guys have an idea how big the boat is and what it kind of looks like, there's a picture in Discord. It looks essentially like that. It does have sails. None of you know how to sail, though, and he didn't put the sails up. It is essentially a sloop, so it's big enough for, somebody to go fishing in and sail around in.
We'll try to pawn it off. How about that, guys? And if that doesn't work, I vote we sink it so that it can't go back to the island.
Fair enough.
Nobody needs to go back to that island.
Well, then, who wants to try and sell the boat?
I won't.
I'm also awful at this, and I got a good roll, so I'm scared.
Well, so is somebody going to try and roll?
You know what? What if we try to dock it somewhere else? where he
If
can't
somebody
find
wants
it.
to try to pawn it, if we can like commandeer Camilla's character for a bit, Camilla does have charisma.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want Camilla to roll for it, let me pull up her character sheet real quick.
No problemo. So we do have somebody who isn't god awful at social interaction. It's the
Yes.
tiny kobold who steals everything.
All right. So you guys want to try and sell it. That's what you guys are trying to do here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll roll for. We'll have Camilla do all the rolls. I'll do it for her here in a second.
Hell yeah.
So the
Look at
first
that
one
sweet, sweet
is
deception.
we're just gonna do. Do an insight. I'll give her advantage on it. So you guys are trying to find somebody in town to sell it to start. She rolled a 26 with advantage.
Good job.
So she definitely talks her way into finding someone to, buy that. Like a group of people like, oh yeah, we were willing to buy a boat. We want it. She convinces them to be like, this, we bought this or we got this boat off of, so-and-so. We want to get rid of it. We're leaving town. It kind of makes up a whole big thing. And we'll say she rolls. I'll give her advantage because you guys are helping on the persuasion. She got a 19, even though she rolled a 9. Jesus.
Yep.
Darn.
Expertise. And both of the
Expertise.
things that you've rolled.
Yeah. Okay, so I will say that it takes some finagling. It takes me about an hour, 2 hours to finally sell it. So it's starting to get dark at this point. But you do sell the boat. I don't know how much a boat goes for, so let's try and find that out before we go any further.
Sold it for 10
How
copper.
much does a sloop cost in D&D 5e?
Oh, I'm sure that's not going to come up on a Google search, I'm sure.
A rowboat is apparently 50 gold.
Oh, this would be...
Meanwhile, the next increment of boat is like a multi-ton sailing ship.
Yeah, it's not going to be that.
Which is not... Oh, a keel boat. Yeah, so it goes 50 gold, and then a keel boat is 3,000.
Oh God.
So
Yeah.
So somewhere between those two values.
we'll say keelboat.
I don't think it's in the middle of those two values though. It's
No,
not
I
that
don't
far
think so.
from the rowboat, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably say between like 100 and 150 gold.
Well, let's see. So rowboat, keelboat. Keelboat's freaking huge.
Yeah, the increments are not
Really big.
fine.
50 gold. I would say, yeah, so we'll say you guys get 150 gold for it.
Cool.
Oh, dang.
Do we want to just add that to Camilla's sheet since she's the one doing all the haggling?
Yeah, that works.
She'd want the shiniest anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Added to her sheet. And then she dives back into the bag of holding. Disappears. With her shinies. She's going to enjoy the shinies. Okay.
I mean, it is a well-deserved nap in the bag.
It is.
Yeah. Making 150 bucks. That's a pretty good nap.
So while that's happening, what do you guys want to do with Sevren while she goes off to haggle? Do you want to put him in the bag in the meantime?
You can ask him if he wants to go in the bag.
I mean, he's smart enough to see. Nope, he doesn't give two shits. He's like, I'm free. I'm going around. And
Wait, Sevren, before you go everywhere, we don't have to put you in the bag, but do you miss your hair?
well, yeah.
We can get you a wig.
I don't need no fucking wig. And he kind of like
You're not gonna have hair without a wig.
he says, I've got flames. It's better. And then he kind of goes, ha! And then
What
he
if you have
turns.
flaming hair?
So he turns and kind of slowly starts moving down the docks, like towards the crowd.
But what about facial hair, Sevren?
He's, I don't care. I was clean shaven before. And then
No.
there's some like
He was
fishing,
lame.
like fisherman's daughter. She's probably like 12 years old, like just turning into like a teenager and just starting to have a body. And he's like, you hear him whistle towards her, and she kind of looks and goes, ah, and screams in terror as this floating head is on fire, like 2 feet off the ground, floating towards everybody.
Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
This is awesome, guys.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna yell out after
Pedophile?
and be like,
Mm.
yep.
Oh god.
He's not harmful. Please.
I mean, he's
He's
like 20
domesticated.
feet ahead of you guys. Are you guys just gonna run after him or just let him go?
I was just yelling after him.
I'm gonna pretend I don't know what this skull is and who it is or whatnot.
I'm sure he'll find his way back.
Okay.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run to him.
Okay, Branch. You run up to him. He's only moving like he can move like 15 feet around. He moves pretty slow. you take like 3 steps and you're at him with how fast you move now.
And then I'm just gonna try and grab him.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
He doesn't move fast enough to get out of the way.
I want to tie him around me again,
Okay.
over my shoulder.
Okay. So as you go to grab him, like he starts like chomping at you with his teeth. He's like, stop, I'll bite you.
Listen, Severn, this is how it's gonna be until you learn how to behave yourself.
And he goes, He goes, you know what? I'm not gonna be stuck on the back of your ass again. And you can see he's kind of trying to wiggle around. Go ahead and make an athletics check, or not athletics, a sleight of hand check, because you're going to try and tie him up.
Okay. So 18.
Okay, you tie him just fine. Like the flames don't burn the rope, surprisingly, and he's just like you can see he's wiggling around trying to get loose. After you tie him to your hip, though, his mage hand comes out and he just like slaps you. And he's like, "That's what you get." And he slaps you again.
I slap him back.
Okay. And he slaps you again.
I slap him again.
He's like, "Stop hitting me." And then he hits you again.
So you stop.
This goes back and forth for like 2 minutes, mind you.
Severn, as much as I don't like tying you up, buddy, we don't whistle at teens in the party.
She's not a teen. She's at least what 17?
18, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an adult, right?
Like a teen. There's a teen in that number, Severn.
Severn, if you keep acting like this, I'm gonna tie you to an arrow and shoot you into the ocean.
That's not nice. And then you see his finger like lift up in front of you and he flips you off.
Well,
He's gonna look at you, Calamities, and go, "Can I get that staff now? He needs a good beating."
I don't think you're in the right state of mind for it, Severn.
Wow.
Everybody's got to learn somehow. We got to re-socialize you
Why?
Severn, don't worry.
into
You'll
the
thank me
skull
later.
that we know you can be.
Well, and he kind of starts to
Wait,
grumble.
just how old are you, Severn?
He goes, "Older than you?"
Yeah, I'm aware.
Ew. I'm gonna say out loud to Calamity.
His hand, like the mage hand, tries to reach out to slap you too, Calamities, but you step back and
Makes
it's
this
just
less
out of range.
appropriate.
Like he moves like you, because I think that's 30 feet, so you move just outside of that, and you're like, haha, and his hand disappears as it gets out of that range. Is there anything else you guys want to do? He seems to be very grumpy right now.
That makes sense.
I would suggest finding perhaps the nearest tavern or inn, because
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can go back to the inn you were at before.
Drink. Yeah, that sounds good.
When we walk into the inn, I'm going to call out. Okay, weird question. Who here is under the age of 20 years old?
Like the entire inn just kind of like stops. It's evening time, so the inn is pretty packed. But like everybody within like 20 feet of you in the inside of the common room just stops talking, and they all look at you.
This is important.
Okay, so the half elf serving girl, who you guys have met before, she was the one that was like, "Ew, gross," you vomited on her. Her name was Elle. Just for what she looks like again, she's young and graceful. She has chestnut hair. And she has striking sea green eyes. She carries herself with a fluidity of most skilled dancers, but she seems very young and innocent. But she is a half elf, so she looks young, but she's probably not. For perspective, half elves live for about 300 to 400 years. So she's probably 50 or 60 years old. But she kind of looks over, like she has a tray in her hand with food, and she kind of leans past like somebody in there, and she goes, "No one here, hopefully." And she kind of looks you all up and down. You're covered in blood, guts, and the sea, essentially. She goes,
Okay, good, because anybody under 20 should not interact with this skull right now.
"What?"
We're training him to be an upstanding member of society.
Okay, I offer Severn if he wants some food. I'll let him go.
You let him go, and he just clatters to the ground, and he goes, "Ow! Fuck you! Why'd you drop me like that?" His hand
thought you
reappears
could
and picks
fly.
him up, and he's like, "You're an asshole."
You need to learn how to fly. Listen, if I knew how to fly, I'd be all over that.
Well, it's not as easy as it looks, you know? And everyone in the
It
tavern
does
just like
look pretty easy.
everyone in the tavern just kind of goes slack jawed and is just like watching this unfold, like what the fuck are we seeing kind of moment. And Elle, the serving maid, she kind of goes, "Is that skull talking?" And then Severn turns to her and he goes, "Well, hello, miss. What's your name?" And he kind of starts moving closer to her.
He's very flirtatious. This is a very horny skull. I'm just going to warn you all.
So everyone in the room just kind of like steps back away from the skull. Like they're backing away like this is not good. And people are starting to leave the inn. As he gets a little bit closer, she kind of like, Elle just has this like pale look. She's, all the blood's draining from her. And Severn kind of gets close. He's like, "Hey, yeah, so my name's Severn. What's yours? You're looking like you can dance. Want to dance with me?" And you hear this scream, and you just watch her tray just cluck right into him, and you watch him go sailing, and he goes, "I take that as a no!" Slams into the wall.
Well,
Severn, that is your
I
first
guess
lesson
it deserves.
in interacting with people.
So he just like he tumbles down to the ground, like you hear him slide to the ground, and you can't hear what he says, but he's definitely muttering something from behind like the table.
I'm gonna go up to the half elf, and I'm gonna say, "Oh, I apologize for his behavior.
We need a
He's
bath, and we can take him to the room and keep him confined.
yeah, we can take him to the room. I hope you understand. He's been through a lot, and well,
Dang, that's what I'm going to explain. Yeah, he was cursed by
I'm
the
sorry.
hags. Well, I guess you wouldn't know. That's a long story. He was cursed by hags. But he's, I'd say a good guy. He's an okay guy. We're going to make him a good guy.
She kind of goes, I don't care what he is, just take him and go away, all of you, before the civil guard get here. Gods, oh."
No bath.
Well, she's just telling you guys to get out of there. I mean, the innkeeper kind of comes over after a minute, and he's like, so his name is Sanford Keene. He's human, he's male. But he kind of walks up and he goes, "What's the commotion going on here?"
Oh my god. Branch was like, the commotion is that I'm dead.
Welcome back, Branch.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
You are missing the point where the innkeeper walks up to this point and is like, okay, what's going on?
Well, I guess there's no point in keeping a secret. I'm just gonna like motion over at Sevren and be like, "That is our friend who was cursed by a hag. He's an all right guy. We're trying to make him an upstanding guy. Can we get a room? We're pretty gross, and it could really use a bath."
Well, so
so
you
we
guys
can
you guys
keep
have
fine.
rooms here already, so you don't have to pay for rooms.
Oh,
Because this is where you guys were staying before. Make
we're
a
still gonna-
persuasion check for him. You're gonna have disadvantage because you have a skull that's literally picking itself up with the mage hand, kind of going, shaking its head like, "Ow!"
That's fair. Ah, 7.
Let me roll for the innkeeper. He is too dumbfounded. He rolled a 3.
Oh
And
my
he's just
God,
kind of
hell
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, sure, whatever you need, kind of thing. And he watches Severn pick himself up, and he kind of goes, yeah, sure, clean yourselves up and take the night. Totally, food to the rooms, okay. Yeah. And Severn just
All
kind
right,
of,
7. You heard the man.
he kind of like Severn like hobbles over with his head just in the mage hand and kind of goes, "Well, thank you, good sir. If you don't mind, it would mind if the young lady," and you guys kind of grab him and just kind of drag
Severn,
him.
God damn it.
Yeah. But you can drag him up to the into the rooms, no problem.
We're in the room. I'm just gonna look at
Alright.
Severn and be like, "Severn, how do you think with a dick when you are literally just a skull?
You know, everybody has their needs. I still have mine.
You don't even have You're a skull.
What needs?
You got no hormones.
You know,
What is this?"
I don't know how it works, okay? It just does. Now, if you'll excuse me, I want to go back and talk to that young lady again. He turns,
Wait.
and then he kind of looks at the door, and he goes, "Fuck. Can one of you open the door for me, please?"
No.
Sorry, you're out of luck, Severn.
We need to stay in here so we don't get kicked out of the inn.
Whoa. Fine. And he kind of moves his head
Wait.
and sits down in the corner, and then his finger flips you off again as his hand.
You know, this is why you should have a wig. And
You
facial hair.
guys don't think if he has a floating hand, perhaps he has a floating wiener as well.
Not the magic dick.
Magic dick.
Don't put
Magic
ideas in his
dick.
head, Branch.
But I would ask that you do not give him ideas, Branch.
Too late.
No.
Ah.
No, it didn't really happen.
Sorry.
He hasn't. He's pissed off. He didn't pay attention to that.
Oh, thank God.
Anyways, I'm most definitely gonna take a bath.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Get out of these blood-drenched clothes.
If you guys want to like clean up and
Rest.
draw a bath and all that stuff, you guys can do that. I would say it'll cost you guys 3 silver, so a silver apiece. But they'll certainly draw up a bath for you guys, and you guys can clean yourselves up. You guys can mark off a long rest as well. And it'll be the following morning when you guys wake up, unless there's anything specific that you want to do or talk about or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm alright.
I think before going straight to bed, Frederick is going to need a stiff drink.
This track's for Frederick. I'm gonna like man the door to make sure that Severn doesn't get.
So you can see, like, if you guys want to have food or drinks brought up to your room, you can. I'm not going to stress about it. But I mean, throughout, like, the next few hours, you guys rest, you clean up, and everything. Like you watch as Severn's. I mean, he's watching you guys. His head does kind of wobble every now and then, like he's trying to learn to fly again or trying to figure it out. But he doesn't get anything more than maybe like a foot off the ground and then kind of clunks into a wall and then kind of
Ooh.
slowly lowers back down.
While we're resting, I'm gonna take the staff and like lean it against the wall near Sevren.
Okay.
Just leave it there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So go. It's totally fine. Anything else you guys want to do? Like you guys can talk or say, discuss whatever you want. There's no worries. You guys will get a long rest. So all that jazz.
Well, I'd like to get out of the room just to go and like apologize to the innkeeper.
You can do that. Yeah.
Godspeed.
Like maybe like after the bath and everything, like just to make sure I'm like presentable and everything.
Sure. Well, do any of you guys have like prestidigitation or anything like that?
I
I
don't think
have
so.
that, so I do not.
I don't.
Okay. If you guys don't, you guys will have to, have your clothes sent to be cleaned, or try to clean them yourselves, which is not as easy as it seems. You guys should have, I think, regular common clothes. All of you guys should have something like that as well. So you can certainly dress differently than you did before.
Heck yeah.
You just wouldn't be
That
wearing your
is-
armor or your normal equipment is all.
Just gotta hit the
Exactly what
laundromat
I'm
at
gonna
some point.
do.
All
Gonna
right.
wear something else. I
Frederick,
don't
when
think
you
I need
say
a
no.
plate just to go and talk to the innkeeper.
Yeah, it seems a little excessive.
Yeah, it's you're cleaned yourselves up. You don't look Baldur's Gate style, covered in blood, or Helldivers, just splattered in blood all over the place as you go to meet people. You don't look like that anymore.
When Frederick signals that he's gonna go apologize to these people, I'm gonna give Frederick 20 gold and just be like, so give 10 to the half elf for the sexual harassment, and give 10 to the innkeep for the whatever just happened.
Easy enough.
I can do this.
All right. Well, so is anybody going with you, Frederick, or is it just going to be you?
Well, if anybody wants to go with me, go ahead.
I'm
just gonna
gonna
keep
keep
watching
my eye on Sevren. I'm not gonna.
I'm just gonna
What?
keep resting and watching.
Okay.
All right.
So I will say this much: about an hour into Frederick, you leaving, Severn kind of his head bumps against the staff for a moment, and then he kind of turns his head, looks at Branch, and Calamity's make an insight check.
Let's see if I can tell. A raw 10
Okay.
on the dot.
You notice and you understand what's happening the moment you see the mage hand grab the staff and then flies towards Branch and just starts trying to hit you over the head, Branch.
Oh my god.
Let's see. He rolled a 9 to hit you, so you just move out of the way, and he just keeps the staff just keeps following you around the room, hitting the table, hitting the wall, trying to hit you.
Oh my god.
Severin's like, doesn't feel good, does it? Doesn't. How's it feel? Mind you, the head is just sitting there on the ground, just cackling, and it can't move.
Oh, god damn it. That's funny shit.
Severn, you're really asking to be attached to a quarterstaff for the rest of your quote unquote life.
He the hand stops for a moment, and it flips you off, and it drops the staff, and he goes, "Fuck!" So I'd say, Branch, at some point you hear this clanking noise upstairs of somebody hitting something. It's, or I'm sorry, Branch, Frederick. But Frederick, before that happens, you head down into the common room. You're just looking for the innkeeper and the serving maid?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
So,
I'm gonna get the serving maid, and I'm gonna ask if I can have a word with both her and the innkeeper.
so she kind of make an insight check for me.
Insight? All right.
Yes, insight.
That is 23.
Holy shit. You can tell she's a little, I would say not put out, but, disturbed by the flying head, hitting on her.
Right.
So go ahead and make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage because you kind of can sense that she's on edge and
Right. 22.
Plenty high. Plenty high. Okay, so you kind of sweet talk her into a little bit. You kind of take some of the coins that Polemides has given you and kind of put them on the tray to convince her. You don't have, you can, I'll say a gold for how much, like at this point you just kind of slide a gold onto it. She kind of finally is like,
I'm gonna respect what Polemides asked, and I'm gonna give 10.
10. Okay. You give her 10. Her eyes go
I removed
wide
it from
seeing
my
10
hands.
gold on her tray. But she kind of looks you up and down and is like, sure. Okay, let me get him. Let me get Master Keen and we can talk. She motions for you to follow her into the back, into like the kitchen area.
All right. Well, I do.
All right. So you go into the back. There's a boiling. It's a medieval kitchen essentially. So there's a
Right.
oh my gosh, what is it? There's like a workbench in the center with bread being baked, stew and things cooking, and it smells very aromatic in there. But after a moment, she's like, "Okay, just a second." She goes back out, and then about a minute later comes back with the innkeeper, who again he's male. He's a middle-aged human. He's got a receding gray hair and a neatly trimmed beard. His hazel eyes are usually pretty warm-looking, but you can see from your crazy insight that he's trying to process everything that's happened in the last couple hours.
Well, good evening.
Uh,
I suppose you have quite a few questions about what just transpired.
Um,
And I'd like that if you have any worries to be able to lift them.
so the half elf female, she kind of folds her arms and is like, "Well, I don't know what is going on, but that thing you brought here is disgusting and perverted." And Master Keen, the innkeeper, is like, "Hell,
It is.
Yeah, Altheris, it's okay. I'm sure they will be gone soon, right? Taking that thing out of here." He kind of looks to you, Frederick, hopeful.
Yes, we will be leaving town soon. And yes, I do agree with you. This thing is indeed very perverted, and I personally kind of hate it.
He's an abomination. Things like that are evil. Shouldn't be here. Just wait. If the city guard hears about it, you'll regret it. This
Well,
is
he means
Elle
no
saying this,
harm.
by the way. What was your question,
You
Brian?
see, my values, well, they stop me from harming anything, harming anything that isn't necessarily a great threat.
Okay.
And from what I could see, this thing we're carrying with us is no threat as long as we manage to keep a hold on it. And I'm sorry, but when we did enter the tavern, we did not have a hold on it. I'll make sure it does not happen again.
So the serving girl, she kind of goes, "It better not," and then she kind of sticks her head up and turns and walks away. Like she, like you could tell before she was kind of like off put and like, how do I deal with this? And now she's just lashing out in anger with it. Like it's one thing to be hit on by somebody. It's a whole nother thing to have some undead flying skull kind of start hitting on you. You're like, what the fuck? Totally different experience.
Understandable.
And I would like to give you a little something for your troubles, and I'm gonna give 20 gold to the innkeep.
Okay. His eyes go wide and his mouth drops. And he's just kind of like, this is a lot. Wow. He kind of lowers his voice and he leans forward to you and he goes, "You'll have to forgive Altheris. She's still young, I know, for a half elf, but I think that really freaked her out. She's used to being like men falling over her. I just don't think she expected a skull." He kind of looks down at the gold again and he's like, "If you don't mind my saying, sir, do you intend to keep it?"
Keep what?
The skull.
Yeah.
I believe I shall keep it, as I'd rather keep an eye on it
Okay, well,
for everyone's sake.
I don't mean to be in your business, sir, but I'm sure you know this already, but the civil guard, he kind of lowers his voice even more and he whispers the name. And you guys have heard this name from Feo before. He says, the eternal shadows, they destroy the undead. If that thing is something that's an undead, they might be after you. I can't speak for my other patrons, but if you intend to keep it, sir, I would recommend you leave first thing in the morning.
I shall take your recommendation, and I expect this gold to pay for your secrecy.
I didn't see anything. Although I'm sorry, sir, I cannot speak for my patrons, but your gold is most welcome. And he kind of takes the gold and picks it up, and then he goes, "Thank you," and then turns and walks away really quickly before you can try and stop him.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the room.
Okay. So as you get up to the room, you start hearing the thumping noises of the staff.
Doesn't feel so good, does it?
Yes. I would say you walk in right as Branch goes, "You know what, Sevren, you're going to be attached to the end of my quarterstaff again," kind of thing.
As I enter, I'm like, well, that's taken care of. And I'm just gonna let myself fall onto one of the beds.
Okay. Anybody else want to say or do anything else?
No, I'm just gonna keep taunting Sevren.
Okay. So do you try to take the staff from him at any point?
No, I think I'll let him keep it. I'm just gonna keep teasing him.
Okay. He keeps trying to hit you with it and he can't. He's not skilled enough with it. After about 20 minutes, he finally just gives up and it's just like brings the staff back over to him. And if he had a body, he'd be like hugging the staff. It's kind of his hands kind of twisted around it a little bit, and he's pulled it into the corner next to his head. And he's just kind of like glaring around the room, like, "This is mine now, mine."
Yeah, you can keep it. It's yours.
Okay. So one thing that does happen after another hour, and you guys kind of starting to fall asleep, Sevren just kind of like, you see his eyes dim, and then he wakes up and he goes, "I can fly!" And then he starts zipping around the room. And he actually, like, if any of you ask him the reason he can fly now, he can fly on his own without it, but the staff lets him fly.
Oh my god. This dork.
Yeah. So he has flight speed of 60 feet. So he flies faster with the staff than without it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you can stop flying around now, Severen. You're making me dizzy.
Okay. He's just spinning around in circles and zipping around the room. He doesn't seem to care anymore that you tried to hit him or put him to his staff. He's just happy to be moving.
Great. How are we gonna control him now?
Well, so one thing that you all know is that while he has to be holding the staff to be able to fly. So the staff, like he's flying around the room, and the staff is flying around, clunking into things with him.
Oh gosh.
I mean, you can try and take the staff from him if you want.
Nah, he looks too happy. To
Okay.
be fair, he looks kind of grim.
Yes. I mean, he's a skull. He's kind of going to be grim no matter how you do it.
Yeah, so I'll let him have this little victory.
Okay. All right. Well, unless you guys have anything else to say, eventually he just kind of goes back to his corner, sits down, and or like floats, I guess. There, he doesn't really sit anymore on the ground. He just kind of floats. He's about 6 inches off the ground, just kind of hovering.
You know, maybe now that he's flying, he'll act better now. He's in a little better of a mood here.
Maybe. And you can't really tell. He can't open the door still. He needs his hand to open the door. So he's trapped in the room still.
As long as he doesn't know how to open a door, I think we'll be fine. But until then,
He's not a velociraptor, okay? They can't open doors. All right. Well, unless you guys have anything else, we'll just say the next comes around to the next morning.
that sounds good to me.
You know, this town has not been very nice to us. I think it's around time we left.
You know, I usually don't find myself agreeing with you too much, Frederick, but yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
I think that's good. I haven't really grown fond of this town, except for that gnome. I'm fond of messing with him.
Especially. We do have heretics to purge
We
still.
do. We gotta move on to keep these fucker. We got our personal vengeance. Now it's impersonal vengeance time, and it's been too long.
It has been too long. It has. All right. So just as a recap for you guys, so you remember, there were 3 ritual locations that you guys had to go to, or were to go to stop this stuff from summoning a demon portal.
Right.
They were in 3 towns. Doolin, where you are now, was where one of them was, which is where Lennox was, the one you guys killed. The other 2 are in Tardell, and I'm going to mispronounce this name, Cometh. They are... I'll give you guys the map in Discord so you guys can look. Oops. Hit the button. So one of them is kind of southwest of where you are. There are roads. There's not really listed on the map there, but there are roads there. It'll probably take you guys about 6 to 7 days to get to Coneth. If you want to go to Tardade, it's going to be about twice that time.
Well, let me check.
I'm down for the long journey.
Whatever.
That sounds like it could be fun, you know?
Whatever journey is the most efficient route, so that we don't have like a travel time that makes it impossible for us to get to these 3 towns in the deadline.
So timeline wise, so you have until the 30th of this month, which I'll give you guys the link to the calendar.
Wait, so which towns do we have to go to?
I'll spell them out for you guys here so you guys can. So you're in Doolin at the moment.
Right.
Which is on the coast.
It's Conham and Tardid? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Then I guess we should go to Conham first.
Yes. So you guys have approximately, today's the 4th, or it'll be the 5th actually now. Let me choose the date. So the 5th on the month of strife. You guys have until the 30th. So it'll take you roughly 6 to 7 days to get to Conith. And then if you decide to go to the other town, it would take about twice that. So about 10 to 11 days.
Right.
You know what? Let's let Severn decide.
Well, so
How
I don't know.
about I disagree with that?
Well, so if it'll be one thing to help you guys out, so you guys know that there are 3 kind of assistants or lieutenants for Umarian, I think if I remember his name correctly, which was the bald guy, who was the one that killed the goblin and all that stuff. His 3 lieutenants are going to be in each of the towns. Lennox was one. He was the big Goliath guy. You had Cole. He's kind of like a shadowy bird or shadowy person with a big bird as a pet. And then there was Allura, who was the mage. She was kind of a wizard caster. You kind of saw her briefly, but she was some kind of magic user.
Right.
So Cole is in Tarded, and then Allura's in the other city.
I say we go to Conham, which is the closest.
Works for me.
And time-wise, it would be the best choice.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what you
I'm
guys
good with
decided.
Yeah.
Alright.
That sounds like a good idea.
Easy enough. Okay, so following morning, are you guys just gonna grab your stuff and be like, all right, we're out of here, peace out?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kid.
All right, so you guys collect your belongings. Severin's he's happy as a clam. You know, he can fly a little bit and kind of is like standing or like floating at the door waiting. Like if he had legs, you'd see him like his leg would be twitching. He's kind of bouncing slightly with energy. But as you guys kind of open the door and head out, you kind of are like, shh, Severin,
wait.
quiet. Like, wait, what?
Actually,
Hmm?
before we do leave the room, I'm gonna go up to Severn and say, if you would not mind, Severn, while we leave the town, would you mind going into the bag? And I show like the bag of holding. You see, you might cause quite the commotion with your current appearance.
Why? I'm not going to cause a commotion.
Well, you see, people are usually not fond of the undead.
Who said I was one of the undead? Do I look dead to you?
Yeah.
Well,
Is
you
there a
don't look
mirror in the
alive.
room?
I'm alive. I look fine.
You're
Yeah.
like, you look
Right.
unalive.
So is there a mirror in the room?
There is not, but I'm sure one of you has a mirror.
I don't.
I might.
If you don't, we'll say Camilla has one because it'd be shiny.
Ooh, that's true.
She would definitely have stolen one at once.
Yeah, I just have glass, but no mirror.
Camilla, could you pass me your mirror?
You just see this hand peer out of the bag with a mirror.
Thank you. And I just show Severn his reflection.
And he goes,
Yes, that
he kind of like
that would cause a commotion.
Okay, so he
It
floats
has
there for a
already
moment.
got us in trouble.
Yeah, so he floats for a moment, and his head kind of tilts to the side, and he goes, let me roll for him. See, this would be a wisdom check on his part. Oh, he rolled well. He got a 15, not including his stats. So it was a 0. So, okay, he rolled well. He kind of looks at you and he goes, I mean, I guess I don't look like I did before. Maybe. Yeah.
What?
You watch as the flames kind of dim on him, on his head. Like, you guys know from your conversation before, he knows, like, subconsciously he knows he's dead. But consciously, he's like in denial about it, like the whole thing. 'Cause I mean, remember when you guys were like, "Oh, this, think the hags beheaded you and killed you?" He's like, "No, no, no, that didn't happen." And then, kind of like, "I am dead," kind of coping with it. He hasn't quite gotten there yet. So he kind of sighs and he goes, "All right, I'll go in the bag." And then he kind of
Thank you.
he has the staff and he kind of turns to you, Calamities, and he hands you the staff, and then uses this hand to pick the lip of the satchel open, and then you see him go in, and right before he disappears, like, because it's just essentially his head would disappear, you hear him go, "Camilla, move over! Yeah, I'm in here too." And then silence.
All right. Well, that's taken care of.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe that'll be perhaps better if we are to encounter anyone else.
Yeah, it's for the best.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well then, as you guys head out, I'll say you guys get some breakfast. Kind of grab some food to go. The serving girl, Elle, she glares at you all as you leave, and she goes, "You're not leaving that head behind, are you?"
It's in the
Hey, we worked hard
bag.
for
It's
that.
in the bag.
Why would I
Good.
leave it here?
She goes, "You better not leave it here." And then as you guys leave, she goes, "Good riddance."
Jeez.
All right, God.
That's not very nice.
I mean,
Try to be nice.
you vomited on her at one point, and she
I
was
paid
like,
this lady like
Ah.
20 gold at this point.
"You're buying her friendship," is what it is? Is that what it is?
I don't want friendship. I just wanted to understand that none of this is intentional because I gave her 20 gold.
Yeah, well, I would say make an insight check for me, Calamities. Make an insight check.
Yeah, I mean, she's up to her own shit. So, not that it... What the hell? There we go. Abilities. Boop. And please go away, side screen. Whatever.
I think she
Also
has
black.
seen her worst
Raw
customers
Tanakan.
ever.
Yeah. So I would say, Calamities, you don't think she's mad at you personally. She's more mad at, like, the skull. Like, you
Yeah,
as a
no, that's
person,
fair.
she's okay with. It's just, Frederick and Branch making a mockery of everything. And then the skull is just kind of boiled over at this point.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right, so you guys make it out of the inn. You start making your way towards the main road. Everyone, go ahead and
Making our
make
way
a
downtown.
perception check for me here.
Uh,
12.
17.
Calamities, do you want to roll?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes, I did.
there you go. All right. Frederick, you don't catch this, but Branch and Calamities, you definitely do. As you guys are kind of walking down the street, it is early morning. So there are people out, people starting to go about their business. Merchants are starting to, shout their wares. You can hear the gulls in the distance, and you can hear the commotion. It's maybe a couple thousand feet away from the ocean and people's ships coming and going. But as you guys get close to the to the exit of town, you do hear commotion from sounds like some of the civil guard, probably a couple streets back, about going, the undead are here. And you're all pretty sure that they're talking about Sevren. The voices are fading away at this point, as you guys kind of pick up your pace to get out of town before they come hunting for you.
I like not getting hunted.
Yes.
I believe I made a good call.
Yes, I believe the right call was made.
All right, so you guys make it to the road, no problems. I don't believe you had horses, but that is totally okay here. So I want to have everyone. We're gonna just kind of do some overland travel, see what happens. After about a day on the road, you guys can take Severn out of the bag.
Oh yeah, once we're
Did you guys have horses?
far enough.
Well, I have Duralius, the horse, in my extras.
Oh, yeah.
I do have
horses.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's been that long since we had to do any kind of travel.
It's been that long since I've
been a while.
used the horse. But I saw them in my extras.
We've been in Doolin for a bit, yes.
Just a little bit.
Just
A little too long.
Fucking Doolin.
Doolin, you were in Doolin for
this goddamn town.
technically it was 3.5 days. That's how long you guys were there, technically. But session wise, it was like 5 sessions.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. The longest 3.5 days of my life.
Yeah, longest 3.5 days of your life.
Fuck this place.
All right, so you guys are on the road. You guys have your horses, all your mounts. You got all that stuff taken care of. So no worries. You guys get to the maybe about half a mile out of town, and are like, okay, we're good. We can probably start galloping, and you guys start really kind of heading out of town to get away from everything. About a couple hours in, you guys are in there's open land, there's farms, everything like that. You guys slow to a pace. But if you guys want Severn to come out of the bag, you can. He can follow along. He can travel just as fast as a horse is. So
I'll let him out. And
Okay.
I'll be like, I'm sorry, but yeah, as I was suspecting, some several guards were searching for you.
he kind of goes, why me? I didn't do anything wrong. Why would they come after me?
I believe they do not like your new appearance.
He kind of goes,
The world is not always fair.
no, it's not. But well, I guess I can deal with it. You can see that he kind of as you guys are riding along, he's floating. He's not holding the staff at this point, but he is floating. He learned to fly at least a little bit inside the bag, so he's keeping pace with you guys. But after a few seconds, he's like, I guess, yeah, this will be very interesting to say and deal with in the conclave. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of questions about this. Yeah. So just so you guys would know this in game, the conclave references the conclave of magi, so it's basically the group of wizards that run all magic. Feo was a part of them too, but
You were a wizard, Sevren.
yes, of course I was. Can't you tell?
Nah.
I'm sorry. No, I could not.
Well, fine, whatever. Then he kind of glares at the ground and he goes, well, how about this? And then you see his kind of the flames seem to focus a little bit for a moment. They it's almost like he's focusing on the front of his head. And then you see these bolts, these magical bolts. You recognize as being the magic missile spell. 3 bolts just kind of appear from in front of his head and just boom, 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 onto the ground. And he goes, see, I can cast magic.
Oh.
Look at that. I'm magical, bitch.
Pretty much. Do you want to give him back his staff or the staff, Calamities? Yes, no, maybe.
I mean, I'm okay with him having the staff back.
Okay. I mean, he's after he does that, he's going to kind of like take the staff back if you'll give it to him. But yeah, he tells you he's a wizard. He can cast spells. He's a wizard.
He got magic.
He went to Hogwarts
You're a
and
wizard,
everything.
Sevren.
Well,
Does that mean Branch can go to Hogwarts?
I mean,
I'm
if you want to become a
Sure.
wizard, yes. It wouldn't be Hogwarts, but you can go to the wizarding school, yes.
Is
Is there a
called
wizarding
Hogwarts?
community college? I don't think Branch can afford Wizards
Community.
University.
Hell yeah.
No, there's no community college. Sorry.
Damn. No wizard community college. It's such a shame.
No.
I can't believe they hate poor people.
You'd have to find a wizard to teach you how to do magic. Before you ask, no, Severn can't teach you. He's kind of missing all of his faculties, like books and stuff like that, and being able to write scrolls.
Ridiculous.
He can't show you the hand
But-
motions or teach you any of the stuff because he's just like casts it innately.
So, just a quick question. His like group of wizards is called the Coven?
The conclave.
Conclave. Right.
Conclave of Magi.
Okay. Yeah, I have trouble with names.
Totally fine. It's not something that usually comes up because Feo was a wizard, so it would have been stuff with him. But none of you guys are wizards, so it doesn't come up much.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, like, for example, for you, Frederick, it's called the Kabbalah. It's essentially, in a very
Right.
generic term, it's the church, essentially. And then there's various groups in the church where, like, Bahamut would be yours. But Kabbalah references all of religion in the world.
Right.
Have we heard anything of or from Feo at all?
He's only been gone like 2 days, but no.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, so for Feo's character, you guys knew he explained a couple of things. One, he was a wizard. Two, he used to be part of the Civil Guard, and he worked for the Eternal Shadows, so the group that basically deals with the undead. When you guys dealt with the stuff with the summoning portal, the guards had recognized him, or one of the guards had recognized him, and the captain came and was like, "Hey, you're going to come help us deal with this." So Feo's just kind of covering for you guys, trying to make sure none of you are implicated.
Shout
Okay.
out.
Yeah. So I mean, if he wants to come back and play, he can come back and play. His character will just
Yeah.
pick up from there, pretty much. But yeah,
And smite down Severn.
you could smite down Severn if you wanted. Yeah.
I don't know. We would do that.
And
Probably
Severn-
someone who doesn't like pedophiles.
He's not a pedophile. He's just trying to get used to this new body. Or lack thereof, I guess.
Okay, he's not a pedophile, he's just a sex offender.
He's certainly something, that is for sure. He is
He's
certainly something.
definitely a dude.
Well, the head of one. That's about it.
Yeah. This is true.
All right. Well, unless you guys want to have any conversations, again, you guys can talk all you want. There's no rush on this part for travel. Otherwise, we're going to do some random encounters and see what happens.
Heck yeah.
Ooh.
Let's
I
see.
don't really have any ideas for conversation
do.
on my end, so
All right. Well,
would
then,
not be opposed.
anyone, doesn't matter who, go ahead and roll
Wait.
a D20.
I do have one thing I want to ask Severn real quick before we start an encounter.
Go for it. Yeah. Ask away.
I just want to ask him if he knows how long he's been dead for,
He
or
does not.
undead.
He does not. The first thing, like, he would tell you, I would say this comes up in conversation. You guys talk and he floats along. The last thing he remembers for anything, like before you guys found him, is that he had gone with, it says it was a very lovely woman named Emma. You guys recognize the name Emma as being the name of one of the hags, who he had been courting for several weeks, and she had asked him to go to dinner to meet her sisters, and he doesn't remember much. He remembers meeting one of them, and it's kind of hazy, and then he kind of thinks he fell asleep or passed out, and then he woke up with you holding his head.
Oh,
Oh, that's
well, sorry to
Right.
disappoint you.
He does say it was very disappointing. It's not how he wanted to, wake up. He was hoping to wake up next to a, beautiful young woman, and not what happened. Instead, he found you. Go figure.
Oh, it's not that much worse.
well.
Yeah, we're pretty beautiful, so.
Oh,
I identify at least as a dashing young man.
He does say you are very dashing, yes.
Young, perhaps not.
You are a little old for him, but that's okay. He still thinks you're rather dashing. And he says, your friend here, if he hadn't put me on a stick and hit me into things, I might consider him, at least handsome, but no. And he's missing a tail. How grotesque is that?
hey, that just makes me more special.
Yeah, I'd say, Branch, you can definitely feel the animosity towards him is more that you attached his head to the end of the quarterstaff than anything else.
It needed to happen. It's for the best. And look at you now. Look what's become of you now that I did that. You can thank me later.
Sure.
I don't know if he is better off now because of it.
He says, well, at least now I can hear you.
Oh, that's true.
That is true.
And then he kind of zooms into like your face, Branch, and he's hovering there, and he goes, so that means you can't talk shit about me without me hearing it this time. Got it. And then he zooms off. All right. Well, in that case, if nothing else, want somebody, doesn't matter who, go ahead and roll a d20 for me here.
Who wants to do it?
Do it, do it, do it.
Well, I can click the button.
Scared.
Somebody click the button.
Click the
Boop.
button.
I
Do
clicked
it.
the button, Kronk. It's 16.
Okay. I need you to roll something else for me here. Go ahead and roll a d8.
Okay. That's a 5.
5. Okay. Okay, so you guys, about 2 days into your journey, you've seen people on and off the road. For about an hour and a half, though, you haven't seen a soul. It's been really quiet. You guys are just kind of chit-chatting. It is springtime, if I remember right. Let me double check.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so it's it's in the springtime, so it's the beginning of spring. So it's still getting dark a little early, but it is starting to get dark now, and you're starting to feel a chill. And you start coming to what looks to be a little hill, a mound. And as you guys cross over the top of it, you look down, and at the bottom of the hill, you see what look to be like two rather... There's two people. They look like people, larger people. They look bigger than a Goliath in size, maybe about 10 feet tall, long, lengthy arms. You can see one of them has this drooped over shoulders. They're kind of hunched backed a little bit. And they're kind of a greenish color to them from the distance. They're about 100 feet away. You just kind of pull up your reins. One of them is just kind of laying on the ground, eagle-like, just seems to be sleeping. You can hear this grinding. Sounds like a saw grinding from the snoring. The other one's just kind of hunched over and just poking the one with a stick. Go ahead and make a perception check for me here.
Everybody or?
Yeah, everybody. You guys were all in the
Okie dokie.
like
That makes sense.
kind of come over and like I'll roll for Sevren.
Fuck you.
I got a 17.
12.
Okay. Let me check Sevren set. Okay, so it's a little too far. It's a little too dark for the rest of you to catch it. But Polemides, you can tell. Go ahead and these are not human creatures. They are definitely monster creatures of some kind. Go ahead and
Oh boy.
make a Arcana check for me, Polemides.
4.
4. You have no idea what these creatures are. Again, they're about 100 feet away. They're kind of in the middle of the road, though.
Guys. These things are looking pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
What things? I am blind.
Not the weirdest things I've seen so far, I feel.
Well, I can tell you they ain't people.
Sevren looks at you and he goes, I can go down and see what they are.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
That
You know?
that would be great.
And then he holds up the
Actually, yeah.
staff and then he goes, I can hit them with the staff too.
Oh, please don't hit them with the staff yet.
Well, why not? This could be fun.
Perhaps we should not just attack people for no reason.
Well, you said they're not people.
Well, whatever they are, let's just not attack them without reason.
Okay, I guess. And he just kind of floats there.
My reason is I don't like them.
You see, that would not count.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna let Sevren scout ahead,
Okay.
if that's what he wants to do.
And he can do it if that's what you would like him to do. He's willing to do it.
Well, heck yeah.
I'm giving him the go.
Okay. You tell him to go scout ahead. Okay, so he floats down, and he goes down, and you can see he's not like trying to be stealthy about it at all. He's just kind of like a floating head, just floating along, having a good old time. Staff just magically floating in a mage hand next to him. I mean, if you had a horse, it'd look like he would, the headless horseman, kind of just the reverse for it. As he gets to be within about 20 feet of the one that's poking it with the stick, Polemides, you see it turn and you see this big, long, pointed nose, long, like almost horse-like face, these dreadlocks just going down, maybe past its shoulders. And it sees him and hisses and cacks, and roars back, and it picks up a log off the ground and it's going to swing at him, swing at Sevren.
Oh, shoot.
No.
Ooh, it got a nat 20.
Oh, Sevren,
Oh, wow.
please.
Oh.
That is where Sevren dies.
He can't die. Not that easily, at least.
Bye-bye.
You do see this magical translucent energy kind of burst up around him and then get shattered. So he cast the shield spell. But it doesn't seem to do enough for it to matter, because it did shatter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Alexa, play Despacito.
Okay, you see him kind of stumble, like Sevren stumble back maybe about 15 feet. He kind of not really rolls over his own head, but kind of like flies backwards, and he shouts and he goes, "Trolls!" And that's what he says. And then we'll be in combat here for it. Actually, let me add.
I think they might be trolls.
Let me add him to the list too.
Initiative. Initiative.
Yeah, everybody go ahead and roll.
Dun dun dun. Dun.
20.
Holy shit.
22.
Hmm. 15.
Frederick reacts quickly when he sees Heresy.
All right. Well, Calamities, you are first. You guys are 100 feet away on your horses.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just gonna take a shot at him with my longbow.
Okay. So there's two of them. There's one laying on the ground, and there's the one that picked up the club and like hit Sevren.
Gotcha. I will shoot at the one that hits everyone.
Okay. Go for it.
Diddle-diddle-oo. And I will steady aim this. Oh, hell yeah, I love longbow range. That's a 27.
Oh, yes, you hit.
Yeah, right?
At least you went from a
Almost
1
wasn't.
to an
It
18.
almost wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. 27 definitely hits.
Okay. That's gonna deal 13 plus. Whew! 27 damage.
Oof. Is any of that fire by chance?
No.
No? Okay.
It's all just the magical piercing.
Okay. You hit from the top of your horse just right into the troll's like jugular, and it drops the club to the ground. Do you want to do anything else? Do you want to move any closer?
I cannot since I steady aimed.
Well, I'll let your horse move, so you can move your 60 feet or the 40 feet of the horse, whatever the horse movement is.
Oh my god. You're right. You're right. Yeah. My horse has 60 feet of movement.
Okay.
I will move 50 feet closer.
Okay. So just remember where you are because we don't have a map for it. All right. Frederick, you're up.
I'm gonna get my crossbow out, and I'm gonna shoot that same troll.
Shoot away.
That is 17 to hit,
That hits.
and 11 damage.
Very nice. Okay. That was max, it looks like.
It is 1d10 plus 1.
Damn. All right. Well, this time, since you rolled max damage, I'll say it actually shoots right into the troll's eye.
Woo! Oh.
All right. Do you want to move forward as well or move at all?
I'm gonna move 50 feet forward as well.
Okay. In that case, then it'll be.
And
Oh, go ahead.
yep, and that is the end of my turn.
Got it. All right. Branch, you're up.
Very good. I think I'm gonna take a page out of Calamity's book. I'm gonna shoot at the same one that he shot at.
Okay. Some double
right.
power.
Oh, however, first I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Planar Warrior.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually no, because you said they're 100 feet away.
They are 100 feet away from where you are.
Okay, they have to be within 30 feet. Never mind.
I will. Okay, yeah, because you can get within 40 feet. So, okay. Yes. So, are you gonna like take a shot or do anything else?
No, I'm just gonna take a shot.
Okay,
That's it.
go for it.
Let's see, and that is a nat 1.
Oh my gosh. Okay, roll a d20 for me here.
Alrighty. Big money, big money. That is a 2.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Roll a d4. So just so you know, for before the numbers roll up, so 1 is gonna hit Frederick, 2 will be Calamities, which is apparently gonna hit Calamities. You shoot Calamities in the back. So roll your damage as you shoot Calamities in the back.
5 Calamities. That's 10 damage.
10.
Branch, what the hell?
That's my bad. My bad, Calamities. My bad. I closed my eyes on that shot. That's There's like a bug flew in my eyes or something. My bad.
Fucking ow!
That's like with that guy you guys got with the spiders and the guy kept rolling the ones and shooting everything else.
Oh
my
my
god, that
gosh.
guy.
Oh
fucking
my
dude.
gosh. I hope I
Oh.
never see him again.
Oh man.
that piece of shit.
I was looking through like encounters today and I was like, they did that one. That was the guy that missed all the time.
He missed fucking constantly. That bitch.
Oh, that was so funny. But Branch, you're channeling him right now. That's what you are channeling, just very much so. Okay. Well, unless you want to do anything, well, you can move, Branch. That's about it you could do. Because any other attacks or options you would have lost.
Yeah, I'll just keep moving forward.
Okay. So the three of you move. Are you guys all moving 50 feet? It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, the three of you kind of move together. They're moving ahead of you, Branch, and you're trying to catch up, and you shoot Calamities in the back in the process of just, oh, fuck.
Oops.
Which brings it to... I don't want Sevren. I want this one. It is the troll's turn, the one that's standing up that hit Sevren. It
That
turns...
bastard.
Yeah, it turns and looks at you, at all of you. And it pulls, just rips the arrow out of its eye socket, and you guys watch as you get closer as the eye starts to regenerate itself for it. But it is going to run forward and try to hit Sevren with its claws. He still has his shield up, so he survives. Doesn't take any damage on the first hit or the first attack. And the second attack misses. And then that's its turn. Which brings it to Sevren's turn. Is there anything you guys want him to do specifically?
Can he use his fire eyes yet?
He can use the fire eye, so he has that. And in his first level spell slots, so he has magic missile and shield. Plus he has what was on the staff because he attuned to it. So for the staff, he has blight, fear, enthrall, and then arms of Hadar.
I think, personally, that it would be good for him to use the fire eyes.
Okay. That's what we'll have him do. So his first roll... Let me see if I can... Oh, shit. He rolled a 1.
He's fucking dork.
And he shoots fire. He can't hit himself. Well, actually he can. But he's immune to fire, so he just... Wow. Okay. He shoots into the ground. And nothing happens. Because he would have shot himself with fire eyes, but he's immune to fire.
Sevren!
I know. It was such a bad roll. Alright. That brings it to the other troll. Which kind of sits up and goes, huh? This one looks different in the sense that the other one's kind of like a patchy green skin, maybe tufts of hair here or there. This one, though, has these almost like rat-like teeth in the front. It's got fangs coming out of it, and it's got definitely patches of rat hair all over itself for it. And it kind of like looks at the rest of you and what's going on and sees Sevren and goes, fire, and stands, and that's as far as he can get. He can't get to Sevren. But he does move towards Sevren. Which brings it top of the round. Calamities.
All right.
I'm back. I'd just like to ask, did I miss anything I should, let's say, change to my sheet, or?
Nope, you're good.
All right.
Well, I mean, the one that I shot already is still alive?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Well, same song.
Same song, different
I
verse.
will. Yep. That's an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Rolling for damage. That'll be a 13 plus some number. Plus okay. Let me do some math here. Plus 3 to that. So 22.
Okay. Very nice. All right, so you shoot it, and I'll say you hit it, kind of right in the chest area. It does make the troll stumble back a little bit, but not enough to offset it. Anything else?
Yeah, that's fair. No, not really.
All right. Well, then, Frederick, you're up. You guys are all about 50 feet
All
away
right.
still.
Well, I'm gonna put it another bolt in my crossbow and shoot that troll again,
Okay.
or at least towards that troll. That is 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Nice. And that is 10 damage.
Jesus, quit hitting almost max damage. Jesus. And you went max and then one shy. Gee.
Yeah.
All right. And are you going to move
Lucky.
forward or anything like that?
I'm gonna be thoughtful of my horse. I'm gonna dismount and move 25 forward.
Okay. Easy enough. So at this point, you are roughly 10,
By the way,
about 50, maybe about 15 feet away.
I counted dismounting as being 5 feet movement.
Fine. I'll
Would
say you
that-
jump off the horse. Like, if you want to make it
Okay.
look showy, you just roll, let's say, an acrobatics check real quick.
Oh, okay.
I'll say you have to beat a 10.
Well, that is a 20 non-natural.
Totally fine. You like jump off and do a flip in the air, wearing all of your armor and everything. Land on the ground and keep running. No problems. All right, Branch, you're up.
Definitely helped by Bahamut right now.
You do feel blessing of Bahamut in you, definitely.
But with those rolls.
Stop rolling so well.
All right. So, I'm going to roll another one and hit. Just kidding. Calamities again.
Don't do this. I'll sob. Right here in chat.
Oh, damn.
You know what? Maybe I take aim at calamities, right? And then I'll hit a 1 and then actually hit the troll this time.
I mean, that is how it works. When you roll a 1, you can't hit your target. You have to hit something else or, miss.
However, I do believe chances would be better
Yeah.
if you were to try to hit your target.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try and hit the same target again. Actually, is it possible for me to move like 20 feet, 30 feet closer?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna move up 20 feet closer,
Okay.
and then I'll use my bonus action for Planar Warrior,
All right. Sounds good.
and then I will shoot. And the 17 to hit.
That hits.
Alright,
Oh, sweet.
so 8 damage plus 5, 13 damage.
Nice. Okay. Does your damage do any kind of fire damage or anything like that? It's just normal damage, right?
The extra 5 damage is force damage, but that's it.
Okay. So force damage would not have an effect in this case. You still do the damage, just nothing changes. Okay.
Nothing special.
Yeah, not special enough. All right. So as you move forward, you do your planar warrior. You take your shot. You are pelting. You guys are just pelting into this troll. It's kind of that machine gun ricocheting, shoulders thing. And it manages to recover enough to rip out another one of the arrows, and it's bleeding profusely. It is in bad shape, but it is starting to
that's
heal
good.
again. This time it's going to ignore Sevren, and it's going to try and run to you, Branch. And let's see. It'll get up to you. Severn does get an attack. Its first attack for the claws on the troll is a 15 to hit.
Mm-mm.
Does that hit?
No.
No? Okay. Second one, it's 21. That'll hit for sure.
Oh, that'll hit.
So you take 11 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
And then it's going to try and bite at your leg. It got a
Ugh.
1.
Haha.
Okay.
Yeah. Suffer our fate.
So what does it roll? 9. It just chomps at the bit and misses you.
That son of a bitch.
But it's now Severin's turn. Who? Do you want to have him do the eye thing again?
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to see him do the eye thing.
Okay. Eye
Maybe he
thing.
won't fuck it up this time.
Yo, Severin, hit him with the eye thing.
The eye thing. Well, he got a 17 plus his roll, plus his bonus, so he got a 22 to hit. He definitely hits. And he gets 2 of them. So the first one hits.
Sevren, use eye thing. It was super
Hit him with-
effective.
Something.
So he hit for both. We'll just say, so he does 20 points of fire damage, and he burns the troll to smithereens. You just watch as the
God.
troll howls in pain and falls to the ground, a smoking corpse, as Severin's eyes
Heck yeah,
glow.
Sevren.
And he's doing that Superman thing.
As it should be.
As it should be. The other one is going to try to attack Severn. So let's see. The first one.
No, not Sevren.
13. Severn casts shield, so it misses. The second one will hit. Ouch. And then he tries to bite at the skull, and he got a crit, so he's definitely going to hit. So let's see. That's pretty good. Okay, so 11 for 1. Oh. Severin's fire goes out, and he falls to the ground. No longer moving.
Severn, you dumb bastard.
Hey, Severin, what's going on?
Sevren!
In fact, he actually, the troll grabs him in his mouth and shatters the Severin's skull and just spits the pieces out. So I'll tell you guys, he's not dead. He's unconscious, as it were.
Oh,
So, because he's a magical skull, he needs to basically have holy water or some kind of dispel magic done to him. But at the moment, he's just basically unconscious. But that's the troll's turn. That brings it to top of the round, Calamities.
Okay, well. Same troll, I guess?
This would
be
the other one, the bigger
Okay,
one.
well, this time for vengeance.
For vengeance, Severn!
Vengeance! Severn! Alright. 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Dun, 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 dun. Nope, that's the die we're rerolling. Ooh, into a max damage. So that is
Oof.
16 plus. That is 30 damage.
Fuck. That is some vengeance right there. Holy shit. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, so you hit this troll as it's spitting out the shards of Severin's skull just right into its mouth. And it just launches back and then just it rips the arrow out after you hit it, and as it does, you just watch it rip half of its throat out at the same time, and it doesn't
you
give
stupid
two shits.
bitch.
Anything else?
No, that is once again all I got.
All right, Frederick, your turn. What do you got for me here?
Well, I'm gonna run the last 25 feet separating me and the troll,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna try and whack it with my axe.
Okay, go for it.
Whack.
That is 22 to hit,
It
so it
hits.
hits.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 7 damage.
Oh, that was the lowest roll. Finally, you rolled low.
Lowest roll I could do.
Hmm. Do
But
you
still
have?
7, I'll take it.
So, are you at the
Oh.
point for your character where you get the bonus damage too? Because you're a war priest, right?
I am a war priest, but let me check. Nope,
don't
not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I don't remember what level that was at.
I think it's around 7.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. Well, nice hit for sure. Anything else?
Well, I could try and go for another hit, but nah,
Nah. Okay.
I'll
Branch.
have it there.
And then Branch, you're up. You just watch Sevren get shattered into a million pieces. Okay, it's like 10 pieces,
shit.
but
Our poor boy.
What have you done to my little play toy?
lost a tail, gained a skull.
I get to think with two brain. Oh, I guess two heads are better than one.
Yeah,
Two heads are better than one tail.
that's debatable.
I'm going to close the rest of the distance from my horse, and I'm gonna try and jump off of it and attack with my dagger.
Okay, go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Okay, you jump off just
That's
fine.
a 12. And then the first attack, 22 to hit.
Oh, yes, you definitely hit.
Okay, and then when I roll the damage, that's of course still 7 on the first one,
Okay,
and I'm gonna swing again with 2 weapon fighting
mm-hmm.
with my short sword. That's a 14 to hit though.
14 unfortunately does not hit, no.
No.
Nice try, though.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay, that brings it to that troll's turn. Frederick, you and Branch both notice, I'll say Plain, you notice too, because you're, focusing on him with a bow, but his throat that he ripped out when you removed the arrow heals almost to full.
Oh.
But it is
Well,
now...
that's neat.
Yeah. It's now his turn, so he is going to... first, he's going to claw at Branch.
Oh no.
He got a 10 for the first one. And a 13 for the second one, so he misses. All right, and then Branch. There's something... I'm sorry, Branch. Frederick, there's something strange about this creature, but he is going to try and bite you.
Ah.
He got a 18. Does that hit?
Wait, I'm sorry. Was that me?
Yes, for you, Frederick.
Oh, yes. 18 is just enough to hit.
Okay. You take 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw for me here.
That is a nat 20.
You feel his something like in his bite, starting to like make the wound fester almost instantly, and you just are like, nah, fuck you, and just shrug your shoulder, and the entire festering wound, like, you're still wounded, but it doesn't affect you. You shrug off whatever was going to happen.
Yeah.
Is that what happens, or do I just flex so much that whatever poison or thing it just like spurts out?
We'll say that one. You flex, and whatever is there just spurts out. All right. Well then, Calamities, it's your turn.
Well, I still got no fire, so I'm still gonna shoot him in the face.
All right.
I say 23 to hit for 13 plus. That is 23 damage this time.
Dang. Okay. This is all the damage he healed, you just dealt, and more.
Yes, good, good.
Good, good. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, Sir Frederick, it's your turn.
Yes. I am going to try and hit it again
Mm-hmm.
with my war axe. That is 18 to hit
That'll hit.
and 17 damage.
Oh,
Slashing.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, you deal a nice chunk. You almost cut through his arm. Just looks like you cut through and hit the bone.
Regenerating that.
Yeah. All right.
Bitch.
Anything else for you today?
No.
All right. Well, in this case, then it'll be Branch's turn.
What?
I believe that branch can kill. I believe that branch can kill.
Go,
I'm
Branch, go.
going to pull out. Ooh. Actually, there's nothing I can really do with that. I'm going to just swing at him with my dagger again.
Go for it.
It is a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 10 damage, and then I'm going to use my bonus action for 2-weapon fighting.
Okay.
And swing with my short sword, which is a 26 to hit,
Oof. Yeah, you definitely hit.
which is another 10 damage, so 20 damage total.
Oh my god, guys. Where was this damage last time? Jiminies.
Good question.
Yeah, for real.
Freaking. These two are not like pushovers, and you guys are making short work of them.
I wish I had these rolls for the hags.
Honestly. Please.
Oof.
I
The
would have
hags
taken it.
deserved it.
Fine. All right. Well, unless you have anything else, Branch, it'll be the troll's turn.
Yeah, I don't have nothing else.
Okay.
Actually, I feel bad for the trolls. Can I cast Cure Wounds?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really have to, because as soon as it's his turn, he does heal.
True.
And
You can think it.
yeah.
But it's going to be like extra healing because it's only like, I don't know. What is it again? 8,
So it's
12, 10.
1d8 plus your modifier for cure wounds.
No, but the troll, how much is it in 5e? It's like 12?
No. So the trolls are straight stats. So the first roll was 10. This one has a different number.
Okay.
But yeah. So I mean, the wound you just dealt to him, Frederick, heals itself. So give that for
Yeah.
concept. But it is going to attack. 2 claw attacks on you now, Frederick. First one, it's 26.
That will hit.
And the second one's going to miss. It went from a 20 or an 18 to a 4. So you take 11 points of slashing damage on the first one.
All right.
And then it's going to try and bite you, Branch.
Oh, God.
And he totally misses. He rolled a 3.
Aha.
Chomps at you, and you just dodge out of the way like you weren't even there. And that brings the top of the round, Calamities.
Once more, unto the bow shooting. That is an 18 to hit for...
Jesus. You've been having those good rolls if you roll a 1 and then,
I know, right?
high after that.
11, 23, reroll the 1. 27 damage.
Jesus. Okay, 27. It's still kicking.
Ah!
All right, Frederick.
Die eventually.
It's pelted with arrows and gashes, and his wounds are healing, but it is greenish blood pouring out of it. It's oozing out of it, I should say. It's like that Nickelodeon slime kind of look.
Slime.
Trying to think. If I remember trolls.
I mean, do you want to try and?
Hey, wait.
If you want to remember something about trolls, I'll say you can make either a history or an arcana check.
Yeah. I mean, as a player / DM, I do remember fire is the way to go, but let's see if Frederick knows. That is 12 to history.
I would say you've heard enough stories to remember that fire is the way.
Right. I do have a torch. How long would it be to light up a torch?
So it'd be an action.
Well, I'm gonna light up a torch.
Okay. So it'll be an action to light a torch. You wouldn't be able to do anything else.
Yep. So that's the end of my turn.
Excellent. All right, Branch, your turn. You watch as Frederick lights a torch from you, and the troll like hisses back from it.
I'm gonna reach for the torch in Frederick's hand. I'm gonna take it from his hand and then swing at the troll with it.
Do you let him take the torch, Branch, or Frederick?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So Branch, it would be just make it like a quarterstaff attack. You don't get the 2 attacks, you just get the 1 for it.
Okay. That is a 14 to hit, I believe.
Unfortunately, a 14 does not hit. No. It jumps back or jumps out of the way of the swing.
Then that's my turn, I suppose.
Okay. The troll heals a little bit. And it is its turn. It is gonna do the same thing as before. Although, Branch, now that you're holding the torch, it's gonna go mostly after you. Because you are the one threatening it the most.
I see.
First one is a... Wait for the dice to go out of the way. 16 to hit.
Nope.
And the second one is 21.
Yes.
So you'll take 11 points of slashing damage. And then it is going to try and bite you again. This time it did succeed.
No.
You are going to take 7 piercing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
All right. Well, that is a 23.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, you shrug it off just like, Frederick there. You just kind of watched him flex when he got bitten, and you're like, my flexing's better. Both totally just manning it up like who's got the bigger muscles right now. But that's its turn.
Now I have the biggest muscles.
All right, well, Calamities, it's your turn. You see your 2 friends flexing their muscles at each other with the troll right there.
I'm gonna flex my bowstring.
Ooh.
Ooh! Nat 20, baby!
And a nat 1.
Oh,
Jesus
wow.
Christ, man.
Nat 1 into a nat 20. That is 3 nat 1s I've dodged.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, roll
Okay,
that
piercing
damage.
makes me roll an extra one of these, which I will re-roll the 1s. That's 6. 6 and 2 for a 14 plus 8 is 22 plus whatever this comes out to be. That is a disappointing sneak attack, but 34 damage still.
34 is disappointing. Oh my gosh.
One of these
Oh my
days, this
gosh.
crit is going to do as much as it can.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you did get a lot of ones on that one.
36. Yeah, the max damage on this crit is 60 damage. So
Yeah, so you got half. So you got about average. So
yeah, I got about average. I haven't gotten a crit that really hits a crispy upper percentage of what I can do.
that's true. But when you get it,
One
it's
day.
gonna be
One day
so
it's going to
sweet.
feel great.
Oh, so sweet.
For now, it feels good.
Yeah. All right. Well, you shoot this troll dead center. Right in between the nose and the eyes. Just its blood, like the arrow is sticking out of its skull on the back side, and the fletching is in its head at this point. You hit it that well. And there's
Hell
just
yeah.
this blood, green, oozing blood from its face.
Let's go.
Frederick, it's your turn.
I'm gonna yell out, Branch! And I'm gonna try and grab the torch back. Just to swing it at a troll.
All right, swing away. It'd be the same thing, a quarterstaff.
Would be a quarterstaff.
What weapons do you have?
Let me see. Weapons. I have martial weapons, simple weapons.
So go ahead and roll a d20.
All right.
You get to add your proficiency and your strength modifier to it.
Okay.
So it should
It
be
is
plus
a
7, I
7
think.
plus 4 plus 3. So 14 total, which is not enough.
No, unfortunately not. He manages to avoid it again.
That's son of a
However, that
bitch.
is a main hand attack, right?
Yeah. You swing with your hand, yeah.
So if I were to use War Priest, I could swing again, which is exactly what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Cause screw this, I want to hit him
Hell
with a
yeah.
nat 20.
Hit him with it.
You could also, don't forget, you have Guided Strike, which is another channel divinity.
Yeah, but I got a nat 20.
Okay. Yeah, a nat 20 definitely hits. I'm just saying, like, with that close, or if you're that far, like, you wanted to use the channel divinity, you can. But yeah, so it would
but
be...
it's too late. I got my nat 20. So
So for the roll here, since it's an improvised weapon, roll a D. We'll do a D4 for the fire damage.
okay,
Which again you get to double since it's a crit.
right.
And then I would say a D6 as well. So 2D6, 2D4.
2d6, 2d4. All right. That is 10 total.
10. Okay.
If you want to know, it's 4 fire burning damage and 6 bludgeoning.
Okay. Well, he just won't regenerate for it at this point.
Yeah,
That's what counts.
And
exactly.
that brings it to Branch's turn then. Unless you have something else. Sorry, I jumped
I'm
in on you.
fine.
All right, Branch, you're up. This
All
troll
right.
is burning. Smells. very
I'm
nasty.
going to. I'm just gonna swing with my my dagger.
Okay.
Yeah, 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Person. 8 damage.
All right. How do you want to kill it?
Ah.
Hell yeah.
I would like to. I'm just gonna stab both of its ankles really quick,
Okay.
Hell yeah.
and then I'm gonna go to like each joint. I'm gonna stab his ankles and his knees, and then I'm gonna like do that little thing where you put your pointer finger in between the lips. That's all I'm gonna go.
Okay.
And then
That's
I'm just gonna push him over.
Okay. So he kind of grabs at his ankles, at his knees, and then you just literally, he's just like, he can't see anymore. He's got that arrow fletching sticking in his brain. And you just push him over. When his head hits the ground, it doesn't, like, the arrow goes in partway into the ground, and his head's like 6 inches off the ground.
Yeah, let's go. That's sick as fuck.
But he is dead. Done. He's slightly burning. Yeah, so you guys are out of combat. You guys know for the trolls, like, if you want to make sure they don't come back at all, you just have to burn the bodies, which torch you can do, no problems. But Sevren's shattered skull pieces are on the ground a few feet away.
No, Sevren. I'm gonna run up
Sevren.
to him and cast Cure Wounds.
Nothing happens.
No.
Can I try to? What check would I make, if possible, to know in character how to heal undead?
Make an Arcana check.
Please. Oh, 13, I guess.
You're not sure there's a way that you are aware of to know to heal him. Like he's definitely some kind of undead, but it does seem very strange that he would die so easily, potentially. If anybody else wants to roll, we can roll for Camilla too.
I'm gonna go like, oh dang. Oh wait, let me try and remember what I know.
Okay. I would say you can make this a religion check for you, Frederick.
Oh, religion?
Yes.
Okay. Because I had rolled Arcana.
You rolled a nat 20, so I'll just give it to you
Yeah.
as a religion check instead. So you got a nat 20 on the religion. So you know, for like undead, they don't die easily. So like him dying like this doesn't make sense. You suspect that he's just gonna regenerate himself on his own in some way, as long as you bring him with you, or the pieces of his skull with you. In terms of middle of combat healing, there's no like curing spell that you're thinking, like holy energy wouldn't do anything to him.
Right.
Probably like maybe some necrotic, but you're not sure because it's not really your field. Like when you see undead, you're like, must destroy, and that's usually, the mindset of Bahamut's followers and all that stuff.
That's fair.
So you're welcome to convey that to
it
everyone
is.
if you want. Yeah. So
Severn is pretty much my exception when it comes to undead.
we'll get him to be everyone's exception eventually.
Hell yeah. One day.
One day.
One day he'll be able to just float around in the streets.
One day he'll be a real a real boy.
Minor. I was gonna say, one day he'll be able to just float around in the streets, flirting with minors, just like he wants to.
As is his dream.
We're talking minors, like pitchfork minors, or underage children minors. He's distinguished.
Let's go with those that work in the mines.
All right,
Yeah.
that's what I like to hear. Okay. Well, so the trolls don't have anything of value on them, at least nothing of real value. It looked like one of them just kind of passed out on the ground. The other one was just poking it with a stick. The bigger one, though, there's definitely something different about it, as you noticed before burning it. I'll give you, with that, insane history check for you there, Frederick, that this troll had contracted lycanthropy as well. So if it had bitten you, you would have received some kind of lycanthropy.
Oh, damn.
I don't know how that would have worked as a cat.
I know, right? Very weird. Very weird.
That would have been fun.
I'm a furry cat.
That
I'm
would
gonna
have
be a
been
furry animal of
That's-
some other kind.
You could have had a
A
tailback.
tailless cat werewolf thing.
Yeah, that would have been very
a
weird.
Your werewolf could have had a
tailless
tail.
werewolf.
Yeah. All right.
Then
Well,
they would never
Rhetoric-
suspect.
Contracting lycanthropy would have been very funny.
I would have like I was when I rolled and I was trying to bite. I was like, man, Branch is gonna get all the worst shit to happen to him. He's gonna have all these things wrong with him.
There's
just gonna
so many
contract every-
modifications
This is
to my
my
character
son.
sheet.
He has every disease.
Yes. And all the curses.
Especially AIDS.
Oh man, you survived it though. You made this successful
You did.
save on it, so
You did survive.
Did not get cursed.
That's what counts.
But you guys can go ahead and mark off a long rest because you guys will get to the next day. No problems.
That's good.
Yippee!
And then Severn does come back after about an
Yay.
hour. Like you watch as kind of the shards kind of dissipate into dust, and then he just poof appears right back above the dust, and he kind of goes, ugh! That sucked.
But what did that feel like? It looked a little scary.
Yeah, I'm sure. You think it was scary from your point of view? Why don't you put your head inside of a lion and see what it feels like?
No, thank you.
I believe I'll be fine.
You should try it sometime. It was wonderful.
I
This is
do
when they
believe
knew.
you.
It
You know,
was not
Branch,
wonderful.
how bad you do it sometimes.
So he kind of takes the staff back from you guys, but it's more of that like annoyed grab out of somebody's hand, like give it back to me kind of reaction. But he just kind of wanders off, muttering about being chomped to death again. Like I've died twice now, kind of mentality.
You know what? Fair enough.
That's fair. Can't blame him for that.
All right. Well, in that case, there's still some more stuff to do on the road, but we'll go ahead and call it there for the night. We'll see. Probably be one more random encounter, something that might happen on the road, potentially. And that's where we'll pick up, and we'll pick up in the next city.